What are some facts that are useless but still fun to know? If you water it grows. I'm upvoting, but I'm not happy about what you said. 1. No number from 1 to 999 includes the letter A in its word for monsieur. 2. Dreamt is the only word in the English language that ends with mount. 3. The average adult spends more time on the toilet than they do exercising. 4. Apple seeds contain cyanide. 5. If you plug your nose, you can't tell the difference between an apple, a potato, and an onion. Greater than if you plug your nose, you can't tell the difference between an apple, a potato, and an onion. I don't know how plugging my nose will affect my eyesight. 63 Earths can fit inside Uranus. A fist can probably fit up there too. 64 if it just relaxes. Cows produce more milk when listening to classical music than heavy metal. I have heard bluegrass is the most effective. Fun fact, only 6% of people. Christianity began where modern-day Israel is. Israel is on the continent of Asia. Therefore, technically Christianity is an Asian religion. The tip of the shoelace is called an aglet. Don't forget. A.G. Thank you Phineas and Ferb. On July 4, 1826, at the age of 90, Adams lay on his deathbed while the country celebrated Independence Day. His last words were, "Thomas Jefferson still survives." He was mistaken. Jefferson had died 5 hours earlier at Monticello at the age of 83. The story of Adams and Jefferson has to be one of the best friendship stories in history, especially since they hated each other when they were in government together. Only later they realized that they had a long-term shared experience. 1. Hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia is the phobia of long words. 2. Ibophobia is the phobia of palindromes. Who is in the asshole that's naming all these phobias? Probably the same guy that put an S in lisp. The average porcupine has around 30,000 needles on its body at any given time. Looking sharp today, mate. It is illegal to hunt camels in the state of Arizona. I don't know about other areas, but hunting laws around here work based a whitelist, not a blacklist. You may only hunt what has been allowed. Everything else is illegal. There's a jellyfish the size of a fingernail that can kill a human pretty easily. It was discovered by Australian Aborigines tribe, the Urukandji tribe, because people would go swimming in the ocean and just die. A doctor suspected it was a jellyfish and finally tracked it down, but he hospitalized himself, the lifeguard and his son whilst trying to prove it. There is also a jellyfish the size of 2 double-decker buses. It's called the lion mane jellyfish. Yoda and Miss Piggy were both voiced by the same person. I'm Monsieur, secretly a hog. I am. Honey is the only food item that can't go bad. It also has everything you need to stay alive, I believe. Malnutrition would like to have a word with you. Well, this works the sugar and salt in general. Honey is the easiest food product to store, but if you can keep moisture out of your salt and sugar, they will never go bad either. Kansas is literally flatter than a pancake. So is my girlfriend. Dad asked though. If the Earth is ever hit by a super powerful gamma ray burst, it would arrive at nearly the speed of light, so we'd never see it coming. It would also instantly kill all life on the planet. So, when you're having a really bad day, there's always something to look forward to. Edit. A word. The city of Istanbul was originally called Constantinople after the Roman emperor. As it was a mouthful to say, people would say Stimboli, which meant to the city. Eventually the word developed over time into Istanbul. Even Old New York was once New Amsterdam, monsieur. Why they changed it, I can't say. Asterisk. People just liked it better that way. Asterisk. So take me back to Constantinople. 100% of the people who breathe air will die. Conversely, 100% of people who don't breathe air will die. Conversely, everyone except the Queen will die. Percentages of numbers can be interchanged and still give the same result. X. 8% of 25 is the same as 25% of 8. Not entirely useless, since sometimes one is easier to calculate than the other. In ancient Egypt, the pharaoh was so sacred that there was a person whose only purpose in life was to blow his/hers nose. Greater than blow his/hers nose? I misread that as his ears nose. I was wondering how someone could blow their ears. It would be handy sometimes. Putting a sock on a baseball bat makes it impossible for your enemy to grab the bat due to the lack of grip. The first time. Vaseline works more than once. Possums eat around 5,000 ticks per year. Good possum, monsieur. 73% of all statistics are completely useless. Statistics are like bikini. They reveal a lot but hide the important things. Also, 97% of statistics are made up. Women have a higher chance than man to get pregnant. Wombat poop is square, so they literally shit bricks. Yes, and they have reverse-facing pouches so their young get a front row seat to the shit show. Bears can run faster than horses. Should I train the bear to be my man or horse then? Do you want to be like Putin? Absolutely not. People with older parents are more likely to be attracted to older people. Uncomfortable. Hello, Oedipus. 7 out of 10 people is 70%. Also, every 60 seconds in Africa, a minute passes. Every 60 minutes in Africa, an hour passes. Wait, what about 7 out of 10 houses? Unclear. I don't know enough about houses to answer this question. 7% of Americans think Elvis Presley is still alive. 7% of Americans are fucking stupid. The average weight of a cumulus cloud is 1.1 million pounds. Mass. This weird mind trick? If you tip your head back, stick out your tongue and pretend to shake pepper into your mouth, you can actually taste the pepper. No, 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 don't try it in public. Asphalt is liquid, not a solid. I thought it's a game. Liquid equals fluid. If you lower the pressure and raise the temperature, anything can be liquid. If the sun were the size of a white blood cell, the entire Milky Way would be the size of the continental US. I fucking love science, including space. South Africa used to be a nuclear power but dismantled all its weapons before the ANC could take control. Baby Yoda is actually not our old Yoda. You are reading this right now. Not anymore. I know you are, but what am I? Newman ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis is the longest word in the English language with 18 syllables and 45 letters. It's illness when you get volcanic ash in your lungs. The P is silent. At the equator, the Earth's spinning speed is about 1,000 miles per hour, 1,600 kilometers per hour. They've never found Hitler's train of treasure, which contains an estimated $400 million in gold, paintings, and other valuables. Every time you shuffle a deck of cards, it likely that's the first time and only time that combination of cards existed in the history of the universe. Strawberries are the only fruit with the seeds on the outside. Strawberry seeds are inside achenes, which are the actual fruit of the plant. The edible flesh is not a fruit. The only part of your body that you can lick in a mirror is your tongue. Don't ask me how I know it. It is not illegal to smoke on aircraft. Turns out you are allowed to smoke on aircraft if the pilot says you can. Note: that's the rule in Australia, but I've been told apparently it's the same in the US. Horses masturbate by slapping their dicks against their underbelly. Same. Yo, what? Just what he said. He can only get off slapping his unit against horse belly. Peanuts are actually not nuts. They're legumes. Peanuts grow underground, while other nuts are grown on trees. Peanut shells can be used to make cat litter, fire kindling, or compost. This one is my favorite. The oil in peanuts is one of the main ingredients to make dynamite. Manatees use their farts to swim, monsieur. The longest yard ever measured was 3 feet 2 inches. Sharks are older than trees. McDonald's burgers only have pickle on them cause otherwise they would be classified as a confection. Our ancestors used goosebumps as a defense mechanism against their predators. I think they look slightly different back then though. Yeah, they had much thicker hair back then. Goosebumps make the hair stand up, which gives the impression of larger size. Common mammalian defense mechanism still seen today, particularly in cats and dogs. Fun fact to add to it: we still have the same amount of body hair as our ancestors did. It's just much finer. If you eat 10,000 bananas in one day, you'll die from radiation because they have large quantities of potassium, and a lot of the potassium is mildly radioactive. Pretty sure you'd die from other things long before you hit 1,000 even. Pretty sure it's 10 million. In either case, you're dead from potassium overdose, or at least from popping like giant balloon. It was 43 degrees Fahrenheit at 9 o'clock a.m. on February 28, 2014, in Paris, France. France uses Celsius. If you don't get enough sleep, your brain starts eating itself. Fun fact: the AK-47 rifle is so commonplace in some parts of the world, you can get one by trading a chicken or a sack of grain for it. Really feeling like I overpaid now. Frogs don't need to drink water as they absorb it through their skin. There are islands in the Firth of Forth that were shaped and painted to look like battleships too. Full German bombers. The inventor of Pringles was buried within a Pringles can. I choose to believe that he wasn't cremated then put inside one, but rather inserted within one human-sized Pringles can instead. The flavor was also original, by the way. I would have gone with sour cream and onion personally. Ah, I see you're a man of culture as well. Suicidal palm trees live in Madagascar. Same. You could fit every planet in the solar system between Earth and the Moon with room to spare. 9 out of 10 astronomers recommend against doing this. In owl's eye can be seen through its ear. There are interstate highways in Hawaii. And speaking of interstates, the U.S. interstate system was modeled after the Autobahn, which was made possible by Hitler and was designed to serve as an alternate runway for military aircraft. Makes perfect sense with the bridge to California. Mount Everest is 133,139 oranges tall. You can't sneeze or yawn in your sleep. Theoretically, a raccoon could crawl up your ass with room to spare. Almost too even. And then get a quest from Lemmy Winks. Intercourse, PA is right next to Paradise, PA. Humans and bananas share about 50% of the same DNA. Every human eyeball has a blind spot which we're normally not aware of. However, there are a couple really basic things you can do that will let you see, or rather not see, the effects of this blind spot. Another fun one is that if you're looking at yourself in a mirror, you will never be able to see your own eyes move. Second is false. Maintain eye contact with yourself while slowly shaking your head. If you put a baby's face in water, it automatically knows to hold its breath. This is known as the mammalian dive reflex. The real puzzle is why researchers were putting 6-month-old baby's face down in water. I wonder at what age it goes away? The researchers probably didn't have to do it. They probably just watched Russian Orthodox baptisms, lol. 1. Every 60 seconds in Africa, a minute passes. 2. Teen pregnancy rates drop after the year you turn 25. 3. Only water tastes like water and water tastes like water. 4. Your anus and your lips are made of the same tissue. 5. A kilo of feathers weighs the same as a kilo of iron. 6. You can die if a horse ejaculates in your ass. 7. Oxes can get so horny that they develop priapus mature. 8. Regarding oxes and animals in general, someone has to collect their sperm to breed animals in a more controlled manner. 9. Every drop of water you see or drink has been inside of a human or an animal several times. This is why you can drink a drop of water that has been inside Cleopatra. 10. There's always 1 kilogram of weight per 1 square centimeter of your skin. That's the weight of air. Edit. Fixed a false statement. The density of air at sea level is approximately 14.7 psi. A square cm is closer to 1 kilogram. Elephants look at us the same way we look at puppies. They think we're cute. First person to think I'm attractive. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.